Today I'm talking about television, and my main claim is that television has a significant negative effect on children. And my three secondary claims are: television is harmful to a child's physical health, television hinders social and academic progress, and thirdly, television causes children's attention spans to grow shorter. And I think for my argument to be completely effective, you have to realize how prevalent television is in our society. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 110 million households in the U.S. have a television. That's as of 2006. In other words, 98.2% of the houses in our country have a television. And the average TVs per home is 2.6, which is actually a higher average than the number of people in the house. So we have more televisions in our houses than we do people, which doesn't really make sense. And in 2006, it was estimated that in 2008, the average person would watch 1,074 hours of TV, which is nearly 4 hours a day. So that's a lot of television. My first claim is that television is harmful to a child's physical health. In today's modern society, 1/3 of American children are obese or on the verge of being obese, according to the Institution of Medicine. Obesity is therefore a huge problem in children and cannot be neglected. And according to a study done by Carlos Crespo in 2001, physician with a PhD in medical science, the number of TV hours watched is directly related to a child's chance of obesity. This is because when a child's watching TV, they're doing nothing. They're sitting there, listening, watching TV shows, and not getting any exercise, not burning any calories, and not using their brain for any other function. And it said that children spend more time in front of some sort of screen than they do any other activity except for sleeping. So it's kind of scary that besides sleeping, the thing children do most is watch TV. My second claim, television hinders social and academic progress. According to Dr. Ellen Abel, a child development specialist, contrary to other activities that children participate in, the visual nature of television does not develop the area of the brain that is responsible for planning and organizing. Whether it is reading a book, riding a bike, or talking to someone else, to another human being, these activities cause certain neural circuits in the brain to be used. Basically, different activities use different parts of the brain, but TV, of all the activities a child can do, uses the least amount of these, so it develops the brain the least. And the tendencies of children having problems comprehending language are much higher in the children who spend multiple hours watching TV than those who do not. And if I go back to my first claim, children spend more time in front of a TV than they do any other activity. That means the activity that children do most is the activity that develops their brain the least. And my third claim says television causes children's attention spans to grow shorter. According to Dimitri Christakis, a pediatrician at Children's Hospital in Seattle, frequent TV viewers score in the highest 10% of concentration problems. Also, a person who views 3 hours or more of television a day is more likely to have an attention problem. The early years of a child's life are when the brain develops the most, and if a child decides to spend his hours watching TV instead of lying outside, throwing a baseball, then that means his brain is going to develop slower, and as he goes through school, it's going to take him longer to academically progress. Now, there are such shows that are deemed educational on TV. One of these shows I'm sure you've heard of is Sesame Street. It debuted in 1969, and parents felt very safe having their children sit and watch a TV show that taught them how to read and taught them these tidbits of information that would help them in school. O'Neill Postman, the chairman of the Communication Arts Department of New York University, discusses this in his book, Amusing Ourselves to Death. And although parents thought this was helpful, it's actually quite harmful because this TV show is in a form of commercial, which means that it teaches you small things, but they're like in 30-second videos, and they rapidly switch from one to the other. And although in the short run, these shows may teach you how, like, small words in Spanish or teach you how to read, in the long run, it's actually very discouraging to children's academic progress because obviously in an academic environment in a classroom, you're not watching these 30-second clips of teachers talking. You have to sit for hours on end listening to them talk. And so children have a very hard time paying attention, and this is a cause of commercial-type TV shows. So main claim was television has a significant effect on children, and it's because it's harmful to a child's physical health, it hinders their social and academic progress, and it causes their attention spans to grow shorter.
All right, proposition's clear. The layout of the secondary structure is clear. It's not particularly graceful. There's good background information to establish some controversy. The signposting on the supporting claims is very easy to follow. You did a pretty good job citing sources in the presentation. Some of the information statistically, I think, is being connected in a way that I'm not sure gives you the conclusion that you're looking for, but your explanation of it I thought was pretty good. The information, for instance, on that last point concerning Sesame Street, I think you need a better explanation. You've got a lot of good experts that you're citing, and I appreciate the research that you're using in trying to develop that particular point. You have pretty good audience contact. I just think that some of the generalizations are a little bit broad. There is a tendency, for instance, on that first point, you've got one person who uses television watching as an indicator of obesity, but there's a big difference between that and the causality issue, and I think that there's that's indicative of some of the problems that are in the speech. You've got a link there, but the link needs to be developed a little bit more. All right, thank you.